So this is the first of some series of product talk. The idea here is to share with other people in the product area some best practices and also some learnings from what's happening in other companies, so that it can be an inspiration for us to improve some of the processes, or also to learn something new. That is always a good thing. For today, we have Erica, which is Senior Product Manager in Subito.it, which is an Italian company which very strong in terms of research for buying secondhand, but also, yes, secondhand tools, and not only. Me and Erica had the opportunity to work together even before into amusement, so she knows very well also the travel industry, and so she has the opportunity to share with us a bit the two different worlds. So just to tell you, Erica, for today's meeting, we wanted to keep it very casual. So I will ask you to introduce yourself, and then we have collected a series of questions. So it will be just a sort of interviews. And some other people, if you have any other question in the invitation, you will see the Slido link, so you can add any other question if needed. So I will leave the words to you, Erica.
Great, thank you. So thank you very much for joining me in this conversation. I'm really happy to be there, and also give you my experience as a product manager. As Jasmine was saying, we worked together into amusement, and there I worked as before as a technical project manager. I followed some partners integrating our API, and then I switched to the search and discovery team in amusement. Then I decided to take another path. So I moved in Subito this September. So it's more or less one year. And again, I moved in the search and discovery team also for Subito. So I'm really focused on the search part. Yeah, this is me.
Good. So I will start with the first questions that we have gathered. We have divided them into product organization, how the product team is working, how do you manage the delivery part, and some other questions regarding UX and matrix settings. So I will start with the super big question, which is how the whole product organization is structured in Subito.it.
Okay, so basically we have three different tribes. That is one related to content, where I am with the search part, one related to the user, and one related to the pro team. What is pro team? Basically, yeah, Subito is focused on the second end, and is for private user, but there is also some professional user that is selling like for cars, for example, that is selling their object in Subito. And so we have an entire area that is focused on this user, because it's more or less half of our revenue. This is why we have a tribe. In the different tribes, we have different teams. So for example, in the content tribe where I am, there is the search and discovery team, there is the transaction team, there is the moderation team. So basically it's a team that is taking care about an internal platform related to moderation, because there is an automatic approval for some ads in Subito, but there are some other ads that need a manual approval, maybe because it's related to a specific ads. So there is a platform, internal platform related to that. The user part is all related to user, basically. So about the profile page, the trust and safety, we have really a good part related to how user is using our platform, and try to convince other user to do something that is not the perfect way to use the product. And yeah, this is and the paid option. Sorry, we are basically selling a way to have more visibility for your ads in the platform. So we call this paid option. So it's related to increase the revenue by selling this paid option to users. And then the pro part that I was saying is related to the professional user.
How many are you in total?
In total, we are more or less 35 product managers. In terms of P&T, more or less 100 and half, something
Okay.
like that.
So another question regarding the product organization is, how do you set the priorities? So do you have an OKR schemas? Do you have any other prioritization practices?
Okay. Yes, we are using a format that is called the PIC, that is focused on OKR and some other parts that I will show you a bit. It's an OKR part. So basically, once a quarter, we have a guidance meeting where the management is sharing which is the priority for the quarter and which is the company OKR, let's say. Then the different tribe and different teams start settings OKR that is related to the company strategy. So set some basic OKR that we will have another session that is called the feedback session, where each team is presenting the different OKRs, and the management team can provide feedbacks saying if it's okay or not, if there is any other things to focus on, and so on. So basically, yeah, we are focusing on the OKR. With this, let's say, peak part is related more on having a specific meeting that is guidance, this feedback session, the handshake where we say, okay, let's go, everything is fine. And then there is a specific meeting once a week that is called Gemba meeting, where all the management is joining, and each team is saying what they did in the previous week and what they reached and what they delivered.
Okay. And just the last question regarding the product organization. Do you have any interaction with the other product teams? Do you see each other in some moments, or you use this dedicated priorities meeting to meet each other?
No, basically we have two different meetings. One is related to the tribe. So we have a tribe meeting where we are 4 different PMs and the area lead that is managing once a week. And then we have, let's say, every 2 weeks, a meeting just for product. So all the product managers together discussing different topics that is mixing between the tribe. But also the other week that is not having this meeting, we have another meeting that is all product, but also the design part. So it's, let's say, product and design, because we think that sometimes we need also to share some feedback with also design team. Yeah, so basically we see all together once a week, just product and or design.
Okay. And okay, so moving on now to the specific product team. So giving the example of your search and discovery team. So which are the main team moments throughout the week? Do you work in sprints? You use Scrum, Kanban? Do you have special, say, moments where you share things?
Okay, yes. So we are working, yes, in Scrum. We have a sprint of 2 weeks, and we have different moments in the. I mean, for me, I have a lot of meetings with the team, but it's a different person. Let me just start, which is the component of the team. I'm the product manager. Then there is in my team 2 different designers. Then we have 2 data analytics scientists, basically, that is helping me with the metrics. And then we have the different developers, yeah, backend, front end, and for the apps. So basically, we have every day the daily meeting where we are sharing which what we are doing basically for the day, which is the task we are focusing on. And then the classic moments like refinement and planning every 2 weeks before starting the sprint, and then the refinement where we are discussing the new story and task that we will be in the next sprint. We have also a moment that is a technical refinement, because we have some task that is really technical. So we decided to split the refinement into the product one, let's say, where also the designers can join, the data analysts can join. Then the technical meeting is just for design, just for tech team. I'm also not joining. I mean, I'm there. I know that there is this meeting. If they want to ping me, they can do it. But it's more technical, and they are discussing technical part. This, and then more important for me, we have 30 minutes every week that is called the coffee and game meeting, where, since we are all working from different part of Italy and we are all remote, I see the necessity to start also speaking about our life, or just a game. Otherwise, we are just speaking about work. And yeah, I decided to put these 30 minutes together. It's not mandatory. I mean, if you want to join, they can join, and we are just discussing about things or doing some games. Spoiler, I'm always the last one in the game, and they are kidding me about this. No? And yeah, I have also some specific meetings with the different components in the team. I mean, for example, I have one meeting with designers where we basically discuss about before going to the refinement, what with the sprint of the designer, we are like 1 month earlier, so we are discussing the next step, just to start designing, thinking if we are doing some user testing, taking information and so on. So we decided to take this moment just for us. I have the same meeting with the data analytics part, because yeah, sometimes I need to understand what they are doing, because they are part of the data team inside my team. So maybe they have also some other work to do that is not specifically related to the team. So I need to at least to know which is the space, but also some help maybe for some metrics. And I don't want to involve all the team just because maybe it's my part. The same for the product marketing team. I forget to say that we have a person in the team that is a product marketing manager that is taking care about the go-to-market part. So when we release a feature, then we have all the communication part, maybe pointing some banners, some tooltips in the entire app and web to promote the feature. Also writing some help center part articles to the new feature. So I have also a meeting once a week with this person. And then the last meeting that I put is a technical meeting with the tech lead of the team and the designers and me, because maybe they are designing 1 month earlier some feature, but we need to understand if it's the right direction, also technical side. So we decided to have this meeting just to have some check. I forgot also another meeting, sorry, the last one that is with all the team, and it's related to check the A/B tests that we have live. Once a week, if we have some A/B tests live, the data scientist basically is sharing the dashboard that we have with data, and all together we see the data and discuss about which is the output from that data.
Okay, super exhaustive. Just to go back one step regarding the UX part, you told us that you have 2 different designers that work in your team. So how much time do you dedicate to the to the discovery part before moving to the solution part? And how does it work, the process of brainstorming a new functionality with the designer and afterwards prototyping?
Okay, yes. I have two different designers, yes, and we are basically, yeah, more or less we have the vision of the team 1 quarter earlier. So in this specific quarter, we are designing and discovery, doing some user interviews, some surveys for the next quarter. So we are, let's say, more or less 1 quarter, yes. Basically they focus half in designing what they and following what the dev are doing. So if they have to implement something, they need to change maybe some designer because it's not possible to develop like this. They focus on that. Otherwise they focus a lot on the discovery part. I would say more or less half time to what they are working in this quarter and half time in the next quarter. What I would like to say is that we have team that is user research team. So our designer is not responsible of user testing. Let's say that they worked with the user team to do it because they know our area of products, so they are conducting the user testing, but there is a specific team that help us in defining which is the best way to conduct a product discovery, if through benchmark with some user testing, if with survey and so on. They are having contact with the different customers that we can interview. So it's not only for the designer to, I mean, we decided, but we have the team that help us in deciding what to do.
Okay, super clear. And regarding instead on the delivery side, so do you usually during the development or even during the design of a feature have some moments with the stakeholders to collect feedback, or so how does this process works?
Yeah, let's say that we are, let's say, lucky in this situation because we don't have so many stakeholders in our company. We have more customers. This is why we are doing a lot of user tests, A/B tests, and so on. If necessary, yes. For example, for my team, we just released the relevance part. So the ranking system before was based only on recency of an ad. We just introduced the relevance when I joined the team. So based maybe there in first position there is an ad that is 2 weeks old. And this is having a lot of impact on different part of the products, especially for the pro user, because they are buying a paid option to stay at the top in the search, in the listing part. And if we are changing the way we are ranking products, they are a lot impacted. So yeah, in that specific case, I put a meeting once a week to show them which is the timeline, what we are doing, if they agree, and so on. But for the rest, let's say, I don't know if to say. I mean, for me, it's a good thing that we don't have so many stakeholders. But maybe another way, you have the responsibility for everything. So if you are releasing something that there is some bad impact, it's all on us. So this is more or less how we are managing the situation.
Okay, and regarding instead while you are building something, which is the relation between you and your leader product manager, or in case the head of product, once you have to take some product decisions?
Yeah, basically, also here, my area leader is a very quiet person. Is not taking part in all our meetings. If I need him, I will ping and he will join. Otherwise, we have a one-to-one meeting every week. And if I have some doubts, I will ask him. Also, we will do this. Are you agree? Yes, no, and so on. So we are having one-to-one feedback every week, but it's not involved in the specific decision meetings. It's just for me, for example, when I started and we just say, oh, you released the relevance, is not good for, and I have all the stakeholders in my neck. I had my boss in the meetings to help me, but it's just my decision if I want to involve him.
Okay, super clear. And did it happen to you to release super big, impactful products? And is there a way you manage this kind of big releases? Do you have like a process you're following?
Right now, we just raise big feature is this relevance that I was speaking before. Let's say that they started the process before I joined the company, so I didn't follow the entire process. But yeah, I started with a newsletter sending to all the company to inform our decision. This is for all the feature, let's say, but specific. I started for the relevance. So basically, we decided to start with a newsletter, team newsletter, where we once a month, not to spam everyone every week, but we are informing what we will do in the next months and what we did and reach in the previous month. So I'm informing step by step. So if it's a big feature, I try to divide, okay, in this, we will release the feature, we will A/B test the feature, and the test will be for 3 weeks. Then we will decide what to do. Then we will start with the go-to-market. Then we release in that specific category and so on. So I try to not over-communicate all the information just in one time, otherwise they will forget about everything. So just information for the next step, and then after that, okay, I start with a new information. This is my approach, let's say.
Good. And supposing that you have released a new functionality as the one that you said, the relevance part, do you have a process to manage the incident if they happens in production? Do you have any kind of bug management system? So how do you approach this part?
Okay. We don't have a bug manager system. This is let's say, I missed that part from Twin Newsland because the bugs are managed by us. So if you are finding a bugs, you have to open in the different dashboard, or yeah, we have a Slack channel to say if someone will find a bug. But let's say that we are doing tests for everything. So we are, every time we release in production, we are doing 4 or 5 different A/B tests for that feature before going live. So it's really let's say where that we find a bug in production, because we already tested, we already tested with a lot of users the functionality. So yeah, maybe this is the why we don't have a bug management system, because we don't have so many bugs. Yeah, I don't know. Right now we manage more or less 2 bugs every sprint, but it's not P1, a P4, maybe just design part and so on. So
Very small things.
for now, yes. Fortunately.
So you were mentioning the testing part. So do you have both manual testing and automating testing? Which are the different types of testing systems that you are applying?
Yeah. So basically, we are manual testing for sure. The tests that are in the code to check that everything is fine. And then user testing with the user that we are doing maybe before releasing a feature. We are testing with some users. We have A/B test. Let's say that here in Subito, you can't release even a change of color of the button without doing a test. We are lucky because we have a lot of traffic. This is, we have to say this. So everything that we are doing is tested with the help of the data team. So we are monitoring every different metrics. For example, in my team, we are monitoring the ad views, so how many views an ad is doing, the leads, that means the conversion part, and the zero result page, because it's related to the listing. So if the user is searching and finding a zero result page without results. So yeah, basically we are monitoring every time we are doing something, we do an A/B or ABC test.
Okay, so usually how much does it take from the moment you decide to release a functionality before it's really released?
Depends. For us, as a search team, we are really, let's say, in the start of the funnel. So basically all the customers are searching, so we have a lot of traffic. More or less, a test is taking 1 week. Then we can decide to say, okay, it's good. We like the metrics, so let's go in production. In the next sprint, when we decided, we are able to go in production. Let's say that if it's a big feature, maybe we need some iteration before taking the decision. But if it's a change of color or something, we go in. Let's say in one sprint we start the test, and then in the second sprint we are releasing in production. We have the fact that for the app, it's, let's say, maybe a bit longer, because we are releasing just on Friday on the apps. If there is a P1 bug, we are able to release before, but the release of the app is just on Friday. Then on Monday, the app will go in the beta version, so delivered just for the 25% of the user. Then if there is no incident, we open to the entire traffic.
And so regarding the A/B testing part that you have mentioned, do you have someone who is responsible for the A/B test, or so who's the main responsibility for, and how do you manage the planning of the different A/B tests? Because as you mentioned, you do a lot of A/B tests. So just to understand how does it work?
Yeah, we have a person in the company that is, let's say, A/B test boss. He worked on Booking.com and have a lot of experience with tests. So he's the one responsible for the A/B test. So if we decided to release a feature, we are having a meeting with him, but also with the data analyst, because maybe sometimes me and the designers are, oh yeah, let's do this, let's try this test. Then the data scientists are asking what you would like to measure with that, what do you like to reach, and maybe we need to change a bit the different tests for the measurement part. Also with the data scientist, but also with this person that is really expert, because he is in Booking.com, as far as he said, they deliver, let's say, 100 tests in a week with the different teams. So he is really helping a lot if we are having some decisions. So basically, me and the designer are deciding, but before saying to the team, we will do this test, we will have a meeting with him and with the data scientist, and we take a decision all together how to proceed with the test. So, yeah.
Okay. And regarding the A/B test tool, do you have your own A/B test tool, or you're using an external?
No,
your
we
own?
are having, yeah, we are, yeah, our own part. I mean, let's say that I didn't mention before. Subito is a company of a big company that is called Adevinta, and so we are sharing different tools. Because the other marketplace that is inside Adevinta are Subito in other countries. So we have eBay that is eBay classified group for Germany. They are saying exactly the same. They have the app that is doing exactly the same with the other fonts, other, let's say, focus, since they are German. So basically, we are sharing maybe some tools. For example, this is the case. We have an internal tool for all the companies, not just for Subito, where we are, we are using for the test. There is a global team inside Adevinta that is managing and developing this tool for us. So a specific team for that.
Okay, good. And another question here is about the metrics part. So you said you have a data analyst with you in your team, but it's not specific to your team. It's part of the BI team. So who's defining the metric for your team, and which tool are you using to monitor them? And if that matrix are also shared with other departments like marketing, sales. So how does it work also the sharing part?
Okay. Let's say that the our data analyst is really on our team. Is let's say, yes, it's true that like we are in a product team, they are in the BI and strategy team, but they are inside the team, so they are always with us with all the different planning refinements daily and so on. So they are really helping a lot with this, because they are setting the metrics even before you are thinking about the metrics. So for the specific test, we are defining all together with the help of the data scientist in the team during the refinement. When we are discussing an A/B test with the team and the data scientist, we are setting the metrics. And let's say that more or less are always the same for the search part. So we are defining together. For the rest, we have different tools to monitor. We have Google Analytics, we have Power BI, and we have another tool. Let me just check the name because I didn't remember. Tableau, yes, sorry. You already also used. We have Tableau. So here is it's a bit complicated because we have some data in one tool, another data in another tool. But let's say that having a specific data scientist in the team that is helping you is really helpful. I mean, before into amusement, when I worked in the search and discovery team, we don't have this type, and it's sometimes really difficult to understand which metrics, which question you need to answer. Now, having a data scientist really focus on search, they really help, because maybe they are saying asking some question and able to answer, even if before you don't have the ideas to think about this. Yeah. And these dashboards are, yes, shared with everyone in the team. Also, the marketing team are able to see, to know, the sales team for sure. Having, for example, just a simple example, for us, it's really important to understand which is the main keyword searched in the different categories of Subito, and the sales team really know where they have to go to see which is the best keyword used in 2022, and so on, to take some action in that direction. So it's good. And also they are able, the data team is able to create a dashboard inside the team, since they are inside the team. But we have this data about the usage of a specific filter, yes, no, if no, let's create a dashboard, or they can do an extraction immediately and give you the answer instead. Yeah, I remember into amusement it was really difficult to have this information. So Now it's better.
Good. I do have a last question, which is about the tooling method that you're using for planning. So do you have any, I mean, in terms of tools, do you use Jira or any other tools? And if you're using any agile method, it can be pocket planning or similar, that you can share. Tell how you do.
Yes, we are using Jira and we are using Poker Planner. Let's say that when I joined the team, they are not estimate the different tasks. So I started a little bit to introduce the estimation part before we started with just t-shirt size. So small, medium, and big, and then we start and refining also on the part. Let's say that poker plan, it's not really working for us because in the team we have just one backend developer, one iOS developer, one Android developer, and one front-end developer for the web. So I mean, we are deciding if it's a task for backend, even if everyone is aware and is listening for the task, but the backender is estimate that task. So yeah, we are having this situation where it's let's say the backend maybe is not aware of the difficulties to develop in iOS for a specific feature, so they didn't estimate really on that. So we are using this method right now.
Okay, I've covered all the different questions that we had. Before closing, I will ask to people here in the meeting if you have any extra question to ask, even though you didn't put it in the Slido. Yes.
I have one maybe.
Go.
What is one thing that you really, really liked at Musement that you have not been able to bring to Subito yet?
This is a good question. I don't know. Let's say it's different. So it's true. It's another company. It's another situation. Maybe the group of PM that we have. Let's say that yes, we are meeting all together here in Subito as PM, but everyone is doing their work, and there is no much interaction between the different parts. I mean, it's a good part not to having too much constraint between teams, but in that case is also you are working with your team alone, and you don't have the possibility to share a lot of information with the other product managers, and so also maybe asking some advice. So maybe this part is a bit missing here in Subito.
Is Subito bigger than To Amusement or roughly similar size?
No. Let's say that Subito is smaller because it's only Italian company. Let's say in the entire Devinta part, we are bigger than To Amusement, but just the Italian part, let's say, that is working really for the Subito marketplace, we are smaller.
Maybe one more question, then I shut up. Do you guys work in English or do you work in Italian?
This is a good part. We are working in Italian. We have some right now. Let's say right now we are doing a transformation because, as I was saying, in Adevinta we have different marketplace that is doing all the same things for the different part. So right now we are working on a transformation to have just one platform that is collecting all the marketplace like Vinted, let's say, maintaining the brand, but like Vinted. So one platform that is operating in different country. So right now we are starting doing something in English because we also have some different contact with the person in France, in Spain, and in Germany. But let's say the event just for Subito are in Italian, even if there is some 2-3 people that are not Italian, they have to learn Italian because all the meetings are in Italian. So yeah, this is I mean, it's good and not, because it's simpler to also with the team to explain everything. But yeah, it's a missing part. I'm happy that now with the transformation, we are having some more contact with the other team. Let's say that my side, I already have some contact with the global team, so I have some meeting in English. But for a developer in Subito, they are just saying things in Italian.
Cool. Thank you very much.
Oh, you're welcome.
Anyone else? Seba.
Yes, thank you. Ciao, Erica. Nice to meet you. Sorry for my web off. Thank you for sharing your experience. I have a question regarding the platforms where Subito is running. So on the product side, my question is, do you manage differently the mobile apps versus the web on, I don't know, metrics or pushing ads or whatever? So do you push some ads on iOS first or web first or stuff like that?
Yeah. Yes, this is absolutely yes. Also because developing something for web for us it's really simpler than developing in the app. So yes, there is a lot of differences. Maybe there is some things that we decided to develop just for apps and not for web. So yes, there is a little different. Even if I mean, my side, I didn't really like that part, but in some cases we need to take some decision, and yeah, we are different. We are differentiating between the different clients.
Oh, okay, thank you. And just one more question: is there a platform that you use as the main one? I don't know, the iOS app, Android app is the first one that you look at when you...
Let's say the Android and iOS is giving the priority. The web is more, let's say, not used so much. If we are checking the metrics related to the usage, we have like 60% of the user that is using apps. Then the rest, the 40% is using web, but like 30% is using mobile web. So they are using in mobile, and just 10% is really using the web application.
Okay, thank you.
Oh, you're welcome.
Okay. So, okay. Adriano, go.
Ciao, Erica. Nice to meet you.
Ciao.
Oh, I don't know if I can ask you this, but I'm just too curious, so I'll go. Do you know if the front-end developers in Subito are developing an internal library of components for Subito?
Yes. Yep, absolutely. Yes, I don't have so technical details, but I know that that information they are developing specific components. Yes. Also from the infrastructure part, we have some different microservices. So we have different, let's say, a lot of components, both backend and front end, and they can serve different parts of the product. Yeah.
Thank you.
Do you have another team for this, or the work is shared? Is shared among the team? I just had a meeting because we before this, because before we had a platform team that is a specific team that is taking care about AWS and so on, just really technical part. But they decided to quit this team because the devs that were working in that team is then not taking care about products, and seems that they don't know really the Subito product. So we decided to stop having this specific team, and managing inside the team, or having a work stream, a specific work stream in a quarter where some devs is taking care about this, but after the quarter finish the work, they return in the product team, and then maybe if we need to do something else, another developer is taking care about this.
Joe?
Ciao, Erica. My question is, you said at the beginning you are 35 PM in Subito, if I'm not wrong. And my question here is only Subito or Adevinta? So numbers you mentioned are only for Subito. And which is the implication to be part of a bigger group like Adevinta? And if these like products you said you're shared between different platforms, like the library that you are for front ends developer are running, is shared with all the group, or is just for Subito? And how many products are shared? How many are just for Subito? And how does work? Which are the pros and cons to be a part of a group?
Right now, every part of the code we are developing is just for Subito. So this is why they decided to have one unique platform, because basically every time we are doing, oh, let's do the relevance, okay. Team in Italian is doing the relevance, then the team in France is doing the relevance, and the other team in Germany is doing the relevance. So they are replicating the code. I mean, even if they have access to the repo, they can copy, let's say, the code, but in any case, it's in our system, so they are doing everything another time. This is why there is a global team, let's say. Inside the Adevinta, there are teams that is not related to a specific product, not Subito, not ABK, and blah, 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 but is developing a feature just for developing a feature, and then they, let's say, sell for the other team. So for example, they develop the autocomplete, and they start going to me saying, oh, you would like to integrate the autocomplete in Subito, and then they go to the ABK, say, okay, do you want to integrate the autocomplete? But in any case, the effort to take that part in our Subito is not, okay, it's already done, let's take and integrate, and that's all. Basically, every time we need to do a lot of work to integrate. This is why we decided to, I mean, company-wise, they decided to switch in a unique platform to share the code. Let's say that the things in working globally is good, because you have the other marketplace that is inside the Adevinta that you can copy, but this is good and also the bad part, because sometimes it's good because you don't have to invent the wheel alone, say, oh, I need what I have to do. No, there is the other marketplace that maybe are more, for example, the one in France that is called the Monquan is, they have a lot of users, they are really, really good. So you can take inspiration from them. Some other times it's bad because seems that you are not really taking a product decision based on users and so on, because it's, okay, Le Bon Coin did that, okay, let's do also in Subito. So from some part is good, from some other part is not really good. With this transformation that we are doing to have one unique platform, these things will die, because we will have one unique platform, and then you will be a product manager for the unique platform, so you don't have to copy any other. I mean, you can copy the competitors, but not the. You need to do this because our internal marketplace are doing this. So it's also good for the metrics, because sometimes we are doing something already knowing that for the other marketplace, they already tested, they already know that is working. So you are doing, with the test, because the users are different, but you already know that worked. So you are more relaxed, saying, okay, but it worked. So why did it not work for us?
Thanks.
You're welcome.
Good. Is there any other question? I suppose not. So thank you everyone to have participated to the product talk, and especially thank you, Erica, to share your experience, to have answered all the super questions. And as I said, this talk has been registered, so we will share with everyone. So in case you want to reference it back, you have the opportunity to do so, even the people that didn't have the chance to participate. So
yeah, if you would like to add me in LinkedIn and you have some question, I'm here. I'm happy to answer to any question.
perfect. Thank you, everyone.
Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Bye.
Thank you.